Hello, my name is Donna Ockenden. As you all know, I'm the chair of the independent review of maternity care at the Shrewsbury and Telford Hospital NHS Trust. I hope that you and your families have been keeping safe and well during the COVID-19 pandemic. This has been such a challenging time for us all, and I think we all look forward to the lifting of restrictions over the coming weeks and months. My message to you today is to keep you updated on the progress of the review since the launch of our first report in December. You may remember that our first report outlined local actions for learning for the Trust and immediate and essential actions for the Trust and wider maternity system across England. We said that implementation of these should start immediately in order to improve safety in maternity services both for the Trust and across England. Louise Barnett, Chief Executive of the Shrewsbury and Telford Hospital NHS Trust, committed to implementing all of the actions outlined in the report. And she has reassured families who use maternity services that if they raise any concerns about their care, they will be listened to and immediate action taken to ensure that all help is given in order to address the concerns raised. We have heard from the Trust that they have set up an independent panel to monitor progress against our local actions for learning and the immediate and essential actions, and that the first meeting happened today. This is really positive news. Trusts across the country were also tasked in December to review their maternity services against the immediate and essential actions, taking the necessary action to ensure that their services were safe for their local families. NHS England and Improvement continue to monitor their progress. I have been asked to speak to maternity services across England at a virtual conference on the 30th of March. As part of that presentation, the 7 regional chief midwives will then outline what their specific area of the country is doing to respond to our first report. I will keep you all updated on this. My team and I are focusing on continuing with the review of family cases, and we've recruited more obstetricians, neonatologists and obstetric anaesthetists to help us to do this. Our doctors and midwives now come from 19 NHS trusts across England, stretching from Leeds to Plymouth. The fact that our independent team were for the most part experienced doctors and midwives working on the ground in the NHS contributed a great deal, I believe, to the success and acceptance of our first report. Increasing the number of independent and experienced doctors and midwives working as part of the team will, I believe, contribute significantly to the success of the second report, your report, and I hope that you all agree with me that this is the case. Please remember that we're not able to give you any updates about your individual case until after we've published the next report. We will of course contact families whose stories may be used anonymously in the second report, as we did for the first report. If you are a family that would like some support, please contact us. There are a number of charities who we are working closely with, and you can view these on the review website at www.ockendenmaternityreview.org.uk. If you then decide that you wish for that support, please email us at support@donnaockenden.com and we will arrange an appointment for you. We're also working with the local mental health trust, the Midlands Partnership NHS Trust, as they develop further support for families who are a part of this review. We will keep you all updated as this service develops. We have seen that the Independent Maternity Review Facebook page is a potential way for some of you to develop a support network with other families who have had similar experiences. We want to give you the opportunity to continue to use this platform to provide a safe space to ask questions and support one another. But we will shortly need to hand over the administration of this group to a family or a group of families. In order to do this, we would like to call on 1 or 2 volunteers who would be happy to administer the group. This would mean that the group would be run and owned by all the members and provide a safe space for you to continue supporting each other even after the review has been completed. If you would like to volunteer to administer the Facebook group, please let us know by emailing maternityreview@donnaockenden.com by the 5th of April. If there are no volunteers, we'll take steps to close the Facebook page as it's only being used by a small number of families. And now we use other methods, such as these updates, emails, videos, phone calls, individual Zoom chats, etc., to keep in touch with the majority of families. Many of you asked us during the questions and answer session following the December publication what would happen to any of the doctors or midwives who may have been directly responsible for the poor outcome in your maternity experience. The General Medical Council GMC and Nursing and Midwifery Council NMC have issued a prepared joint statement in answer to your concerns, and they have asked me to share this with you. The GMC and NMC said, "The personal experiences of every child and mother that shaped this independent review are simply heartbreaking. Our thoughts are with all of the families who have suffered and whose lives have been devastated not only by what happened to them and their babies, but also by how they were then treated. Everyone deserves respect, honesty and compassion, especially when things go wrong. As the professional regulators for medical, nursing and midwifery professionals, we are committed to playing our part in this review, to protect people who use maternity services, support families during any regulatory investigations that arise from this, and influence delivery of the safe and compassionate care that we all want to see. We are working with the review to better understand all concerns that raise questions about a registered professional's fitness to practice. Where there is evidence that one of our registered professionals' actions or behaviours fell below what is expected, and there may be continuing risk to people receiving care, we will investigate and take whatever regulatory action is necessary to protect everyone using health and care services. We consider all evidence, including witness statements by families and any information that is sent to us directly. In the meantime, we continue to engage closely with the review team by sharing information and advice so that we can take the necessary next steps. I will ensure that you are all emailed a copy of this statement. As part of this review, my team and I are seeking to obtain information from various organisations known as stakeholders. These will include the GMC, the NMC and others. The information that we receive from them will inform the review. In order to approach them, we require your consent to share your personal data with the relevant organisations to help them in their searches for the documentation we need. We also require your consent for us to subsequently use the information that is provided by these organisations to the review. An example of personal data could be you or your baby's name, date of birth, address, etc. Please do remember that anything that is written about you or your family in the final report will be anonymised by use of your family number and will be discussed with you first. The information that is provided by the organisations or stakeholders will assist in the progress of the review and allow us to access as much information to inform our report as possible. We require your explicit consent in order to share your personal data with the stakeholders or organisations and for us to be then able to use any documentations that we are provided with. We would therefore appreciate if you could let us know whether you consent to us utilising your personal data in this way for the review. We will send you an email explaining all this, and all you will need to do is click either yes or no on the voting button within the email. I hope that you will understand why we need to access this information and why we would need your consent to approach these organisations. As always, if there's anything you don't understand, please come back to us and we'll always do our best to help you.